The Chicago Bears ended up taking Darnell Wright, offensive tackle out of the University of Tennessee, last night at number 10 overall. Now, I personally enjoyed the pick. I think it churs up our offensive line, and our O-line, I think it's pretty much set in stone, at least as long as they like either Lucas Patrick or Cody Whitehair to take over that center role full time. My biggest issues with last night's draft were one of two things. We were at the number 9 overall pick, and then we decided to trade back. I'm not upset with what we got in return. Moving back one spot, we picked up an extra 4th. I think that's good value. I think with some of the other trade backs, I think we could have gotten more. Hell, I think later in the round, I think the Bills gave up more to move up 2 spots late in the first. So moving up from 10 to 9 to take not take Jordan Davis, to take Jalen Carter, I think we should have gotten more. And that brings me to my next point. I understand not wanting to take Jalen Carter as your first real big draft, right? Yes, I know Ryan Poles drafted last year. He took, Kyler Gordon and Jaquan Brisker. But I understand not wanting to take somebody like Jalen Carter in your first huge draft, right? It's going to be what you're remembered by. But losing out on a guy like Jalen Carter will be devastating if he turns out to be what he is supposed to be, and Darnell Wright turns out not as good. And here's why. We had the number 9 overall pick. We traded back, and he fell into our laps. He fell to 9. This was a guy that people were talking about the Bears taking at number 1 before the racing incident had been shared to the public and before the Bears traded back. So the fact that we could have gotten him at 9, picked up DJ Moore and all those picks is awesome. And to possibly lose out on that guy kind of sucks. And then you also have guys like Lucas Van Ness out of Iowa, who apparently grew up a Bears fan. You have Peter Skoronski, who didn't grow up a Bears fan, but grew up in Illinois and went to Northwestern, who's kind of viewed as more of a guard, but still. But I do understand taking Darnell Wright. He's right tackle. He played very well. He didn't allow a sack. He shut down Will Anderson last year in the SEC. He's shutting him down here in these clips. I understand the Darnell Wright pick. I very much do. I think they were hoping for one of the pass rushers like Nolan Smith to fall into the second round. But then again, it always comes back to, we traded our number 2 pick, which is basically a first round pick, for Chase Claypool, which really sucks because I think they would have traded. Because I think if we wouldn't have traded for Chase Claypool and, given up that second, which turned out to be number 32 overall because the Dolphins lost their pick, I think we would have moved up last night when those edge rushers were falling. Darnell Wright's a good pick. I support him fully. I think he'll be good. I'm hoping he'll be good. I never wish somebody to have, failure on a field. And I think it's going to be what we need to protect Justin Fields. Honestly. But I will say this. Ryan Poles, if this turns out, if Darnell Wright busts, just is a bust, not even a good tackle, a bust. If he busts and Jalen Carter is what he's supposed to be, you will be gone from Chicago within 2 years. I'm 90% sure on that. Or at least you should be. If you traded back out of a spot and a player that that everybody liked, I understand the off the field concerns, with him showing up late to his pro day, not late, overweight to his pro day. Georgia coach is not fully endorsing him. The racing stuff, and there's reports that he still, races his car around and stuff like that. So I understand the off the field concerns, but I will say this. If the Packers got their guy in Lucas Van Ness, who in my eyes, he's kind of a J.J. Watt type of comparison. He can play the edge, but you don't want him to necessarily play the edge. He can also play not really the 3 tech, but more maybe the 4-eye. If the Packers got their guy in Lucas Van Ness, and if you traded out of that spot of 9 of Jalen Carter, I think there'll be hell to pay from Bears fans. I'm just putting that out there. Now, I'm not saying Darnell Wright's going to bust. I fully believe in him. Hell, the rest of this offensive line is kind of shored up, not fully. You know, you still got question marks at center. You know, how good can Braxton Jones and Tevin Jenkins be on that left side? How good is Nate Davis? Stuff like that. But I think this offensive line is moving in the correct direction. And my thoughts for day 2 are, I think it's a defense. I think there's an edge rusher, if available, a corner, and then possibly a running back in round 3. I don't think those are necessary positions. I think it's mainly going to be D-line and cornerbacks going in this second and third round for us. I think they could possibly take, you know, an interior guy, an edge, and a corner. I'm not hoping for anybody too specific. Once we get to about round 3, that's when I kind of start losing track of guys and going, okay, I don't really know a whole ton of these guys. I don't put tons of hours into the scouting room. I kind of just like picking guys and being like, okay, this guy looks good to me. You know, he kind of fits our system or whatever. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think Darnell Wright was a good pick? I love the pick. I love the pick. I wanted Paris Johnson, but I understand the Darnell Wright pick. He was my second right tackle on the board. So I very much appreciate this. Getting a 4th to trade down 1 spot was nice. I know teams got more. But that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video or any other videos like this on my channel, I do roster updates. Another roster update will be live at the end of round 2. Another update will be live at the end of round 3. Round 1 is already completed and up. I was updating about every 11 picks there. But if you guys appreciate any of this content, or if you guys need any other content, there should be some stuff down in the playlist. With that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.